blowing out cold air. So the gas isn't on right now. Just double check. That is on. Let me go double check the gas meter. Both gas meters to the property are on. Oh. I just diagnosed a bad heat exchanger on this package unit 2 weeks ago. Now something else is wrong. And the unit is only 2013. Right there, 11/2013. So just a little bit over 11 years. Let's figure out what's wrong with her. Took the panel off. Got a 3 flash code. Let me double check that. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. 3 flash code. High limit switch protection device. You cannot be serious. Oh, you can't be serious. I wonder if the blower motor's bad. Well, the motor's running. Let me get something on my bag real quick. Ooh, let's see. I know one probe goes in there, and the other one goes right there. These red and green wires that I got it plugged into on this plug go to the high limit switch. Just moving and wiggling them around in that plug. Got 0 volts, which means voltage is going through the switch. The switch isn't breaking. Let's cut this thing off. Just to double check. And I'll just put this right here. Touch the tips, got the beep. Pretty sure this limit switch is fine. I doubt we've got a break in the wire. We might have a bad board on this one, James. I can't just replace the whole thing. I can't. If there was any time for us to replace this whole thing, they should have did it when we found the bad heat exchanger. Let me just take the plug out. Good God. This mother sucker's on there. There we go. And just so I can try to make sure, test the wire. Just gonna use continuity test to try to see if there's any breaks between those wires anywhere. Alright, it's not that one. No break in that wire. And then the other wire. No break in it. So yeah, I got nothing wrong with that limit switch. That board is the issue here. Alright guys, so pretty much right there, verified that the control board is not registering that the high limit switch is actually closed. It's not tripped at all, which means that the board is the issue in this situation. Thank God there's not something else majorly wrong. It's kind of why I was nervous about this, because I'm like, man, I know I diagnosed this unit 2 weeks ago, and I had a doctor's appointment, so my boss had to put in the heat exchanger. But I was like, I'm pretty sure I got that diagnosis right, because if I didn't, then we probably would have got a call back quicker than this. So I know these people are tired of having to put money into the system, but at this point, you already put money into the new heat exchanger. Might as well go through it with the with this control board. So I'm heading to the supply house right now. I'm gonna go ahead and get it, and I'm very, very confident that's what's gonna solve this issue. You know, I'm gonna do that last. What am I saying? No, that'd be way easier. It'd be 10 times easier. I forgot my own process of how I normally do these ream boards. At least for me, it's easier if you unscrew it from the back panel, undo the spark igniter, little tubing piece wire, whatever you want to call it, the sheathing. You remove that out the way, and then you just wire for wire everything back to the board. One more wire right down here. And yes, I already have the disconnect pulled up, so I don't have to worry about, you know, something tripping, popping a break or anything like that. At first glance, I don't really see anything wrong with the back of the board. Little bit of heat coloring. Oh, what am I saying? Look at little buddy right there. I wonder if he messed with it. Dang, bro got fried. He gone. But he didn't cause any scorch marks or anything. There's some heat spots right here on the board and right here. I wonder if that could have did anything, but I've already got the board now and already told them that was going to be the problem. I'm just going to go ahead and replace the board now. But now I'm thinking about it, because I feel like some of y'all are going to say like, oh, you should turn it back on and see what happens. Skip it. Let's do that. What's the worst that could happen? I gotta undo like 3 things and put it back on. Let's try that. Thermostat's still calling for heat, so putting that in here. See if it starts back up. Does the same thing. Man, no way that lizard caused all these problems. You're joking. That's a first for me. I made that mistake. That's a first for me. That's crazy. That's crazy. Dog, I'm about to get flamed in the comments. Oh man, I've seen, obviously, you know, lizards getting behind a control board, cool, but I've never seen it to where if the lizard gets removed, you know, everything could work back perfectly fine. I guess I'm just gonna sit here for a minute. It's 4:18 right now, so I'm gonna see if wait about 5 minutes to see if it trips out. The tenant's not in the building, so I can't go check and see what the thermostat's set to, but I'll at least be able to tell by the flash codes if it goes out on high limit or something. Man, I'm kicking myself in the nuts for that one. That's just That's crazy. A darn lizard. Okay, just because I wanted to cross all my T's and dot all my I's, which honestly, you guys could probably say I should have done that the first time. Sometimes you're moving a little too fast, you jump the gun. It is what it is. We're all human. Even though I took the return door off, there's a little bit of gunk there. I could recommend a good evap clean. You know. Also have the blower door off, limit switch removed. It's sitting right here. I have it bypassed, and the board is still throwing the 1, 2, 3 flash code of yet still the high limit switch protection device. So I was really about to kick myself in the butt, but I do think it's the board. I think probably when I reset it, you know, pulling the disconnect out, putting it back in, that probably reset the whole thing. But now just sitting here watching it, I've obviously tested it. I still have 24 volts to ground from each of these red and green wires to just this little back plate. I get 26 volts, and still across them I'm getting 0. So I'm definitely now going to change this board out and not feel like a complete tool. Board feels pretty hot, I'm not gonna lie. Like around this area on the back of the board feels pretty darn warm. Don't know if it's supposed to be like that. At this point, don't really care. I want to get this control board on and not feel stupid. Cause that definitely just made me question myself, and man, I would have still posted the video if I was wrong. Can't always show the good stuff, gotta show the mistakes too. So it's important you have all 5 of these little grounding screws on here, because this is where it gets ground. The little symbol for it is in this corner right here. You don't want to screw the screws on too tight. If you're using a drill impact, try it, and if it has like the self-tap mode, I'd recommend using that. Obviously trigger control is a thing too, but you don't want to over torque it down and snap the board. Boy, I hate ring boards with that little, these brass connectors are just terrible. They're a pain. And that goes there. Undo the Molex plug. That can go on last. W to W. G to G. Yellow to yellow. This is R. Transformer R, which is labeled X on here. Transformer common. And common that goes to the contactor and thermostat wiring. This back around right there. This plugs here. All right, got the blower door panel and the limit back installed over there. That panel is installed. Moment of truth here. Just me, or is that LED glowing brighter? I called the maintenance man. He's way on the whole other side of town. He can't get here. So as of right now, the time is 4:45. If this unit, I'm gonna let this unit run until it either satisfies or 15 minutes has passed. That will let me know. And as long as it doesn't, throw the same flash code, I'm okay with that, and we'll just leave it be. Definitely a learning experience on this one, to not judge a book by its cover. Even though the lizard was back there, it does not seem as though the lizard, caused the issue, and then removing the lizard fixed it. The lizard could have messed up the control board and caused this whole problem to begin with, yes, but which I have seen happen. Anybody who watches YouTube videos or watches, HVAC people on social media, people, especially in the South, are finding, snakes wrapped around contactors, snakes, the lizards all on condensers, frogs, whatever. So it is common. I've seen some people take dead lizards off capacitors, and the capacitors still work. So I'm glad I at least checked to see if removing the if removing this dead lizard would have, saved this customer, this property management company, the couple $100 of replacing this control board. So clock's ticking. I'm gonna go ahead and start to clean up, and waiting. Gotta play the waiting game. Let's see what she's got it set to. Set to 74. I don't believe it at 74, but it's reading 72 in here. Return probe over there. Supply over there. All right, y'all. It's about 5 o'clock now. Light's still staying steady. The tenant, she came by because she's still moving into the house, and she's not living in the whole house. It's just this first floor back here. I went through and did like a vent count as best I could, because she's got stuff covering most of the floors and the walls. I only counted 6 vents on this 2.5 ton, 80,000. Where'd you say it? 80,000 BTU. That's the input. So 80,000 furnace or package unit. I believe that's why my Delta T is so large. And there's a crap ton of force coming out of all the vents. So I mean, it's even though the evaporator coil in there is slightly dirty, I mean, it's working well enough right now to maintain that first floor. I'm gonna go ahead, lock up, and left notes for the next guy, because I don't have a marker on me, and I kind of stopped trying to use marker anyway and just leave a piece of paper, because I don't know, I'm just, at least I'm leaving information for somebody. This thing's been here for over almost 12 years, and I'm the only person to write something on here. So, but with all that being said, guys, thanks for sticking around for this one. If you watched all the way through, I appreciate it. I will catch you guys on the next one. Have a blessed one.